2023 sales update. I'm a little bit behind this month. The holiday last week kind of got me off track, trying to enjoy those last few pool days before it gets too cold. But I am ready for fall, and I hope you are too. So, this video is about what I sold, and I'm going to tell you where I got it, what I paid for it, and include any other teachable moments. I also include how many days or how long it took to sell. And that number is based on the last time I touched a listing, meaning either listed it for the first time or went in and ended and restarted it and changed some things. So I am 100% sure that action helps your store and helps you sell more items. Okay, so we're going to start with these St. John buttons. I bought a St. John jacket knowing it had a few issues that unfortunately I was unable to fix. It was too far gone. But knowing that I could sell the buttons on their own, so it wasn't a complete loss. So these buttons came off a jacket, and I also included the label from inside the jacket. I paid $4.75, sold these for $20. It took 80 days for them to sell. Profit was $13.09. And I just hate wasting things. So if I can rescue something and sell it, whether it's a damaged item or like I've got some cashmere cutters I need to list, anything like that, I try to rescue items. So that's what I did here. Okay, I did well with hats. That is my new favorite thing for 2023. And it takes a while for a new product to catch on in your store. And I had this conversation with one of my premium members a few days ago. She was trying to add a new product to her store, and it's not getting any momentum. So the algorithm has to learn what you sell. So sometimes you do what you have to do until you can do what you want to do, and that might mean selling items at a lower price or putting them in lots or whatever it takes to get that sale so the algorithm learns what works in your store. So hats have gained momentum this year, and these are so easy and fun and unique, and they don't have to fit and they don't get returned. Most hats are adjustable. They either have velcro on the back or a little buckle or elastic around them, so these are just fun, and they don't take up much room to store, and they are so easy to ship. So this is a PGA Tour hat, low profile, meaning it's not like a mesh back shaped hat. It's what they call low profile. Paid $1 for this. Took an offer of $16. It sold in 16 days. Profit was $15.04. Here's another hat. Life is Good. I paid $1 for this. It sold for $19.97 full price in 54 days, so just under 2 months. Profit was $16.91. And yet another hat. This one is the Barton Ranch, Grand Canyon, Arizona, and it's embroidered. I paid $1 for this and sold it for full price of $19.97. It took 78 days. My profit was $16.81. And what I've noticed is these hats with very specific locations or restaurants sell very well on eBay because maybe you go visit the location and it's like they want $40 for a hat, and you're thinking, oh, I'll just order one on eBay when I get home. And I personally have done that with like sweatshirts and jackets. I'm just not paying what they charge in those gift shops, because you're like a captive audience there. They can charge whatever they want. But the smart people go to eBay and find what they want there for a much lower price. Okay, this is a lot of pantyhose, mixed brands and sizes. I got these at an estate sale. It was one of those estate sales that just had so much stuff to look through. And these were in different boxes in the garage. All of them were unopened. And so, this is also a estate sale company I like that will negotiate with you. So, I paid $5 for this whole lot and sold them for $25 in one day, making my profit $18.41. Another item that is so easy to ship. Okay, this is what I call a boomerang item. Eileen Fisher linen jacket, because I have sold this twice and it was returned. And I've had it for like 2 years and it just kept coming back. It has not come back this time. So hopefully that will stick. This is a 100% linen jacket. I paid $6.35. Based on that price, I bought this in Atlanta before I moved because I can tell how much I paid for it, like where I got it. I also have in my spreadsheet the date it was purchased, but that was the price for a lot of the basic clothing items in Atlanta, $6.35. So glad this is sold. I took $30 for it. It sold 20 days after I refreshed the listing, and profit was $20.21. And here's an item that is out of my wheelhouse, a breakable item. This is a Pier 1 plate, salad dessert size. I paid $1 for this, and this was the only plate I bought in this pattern, and I recognize this pattern as an older one, so I did look that up in the store. I took an offer of $25. It took 89 days to sell, so just under 3 months, and my profit was $20.99. Next up is a consistent favorite, Speedo swimsuit, size 18. I paid $3.50 for this, sold it for $28. It was out there 58 days. Profit was $21.51. Here is another swimsuit, actually a swim dress. Paid $3.50 for this, sold for $28. Also sold in 58 days. Profit was $21.57. I picked up this Cambridge dry goods sweater for $3.56. Just thought it was cool looking, and it was heavy wool and had pretty embroidery on it. And I think it was a larger size. Took an offer of $32. Took 49 days to sell. Profit was $23.81. And yes, Halloween is quickly approaching. I sold this caterpillar costume for $30. It cost me $3.25. It was a toddler size. Took 30 days to sell. Profit was $24.90. Oh, look, another hat. This is the iconic Masters hat. I paid $1 for this. Sold for $29.97 full price. Took 20 days to sell. Profit was $25.58. Here is a Patagonia hat. This was a mesh back, high profile camo pattern. I paid $1 for this. Took an offer of $30. Took 29 days to sell. Profit was $25.82. Okay, this is an UGG robe. I didn't even realize they made bathrobes, but very soft velour and hooded. I paid $2.25, took an offer of 40, took 16 days to sell. Profit was $32.53. And I have noticed that in thrift stores, they don't usually mark up the sleepwear. So that is a great place to look for items to flip because let's face it, thrift stores are on to a lot of things, but I don't think they're going to get away with charging a lot for sleepwear. So just a little tip for you. This is a Natu Lovey pink, and this is a hard to find one. I paid 50 cents for this. Sold for full asking of $38.97. Took 22 days to sell. Profit was $34. And if you've never heard of this brand, this is one that's in the 2023 BOLO book. It is a Belgian brand of baby products and high quality cuddly toys. Their products are incredibly soft and adorable. They have different textures on the products, so like the little tabs that the baby can feel. And that provides a tactile experience for babies and toddlers. And they often have a pacifier holder on there as well. So that is your freebie from the BOLO book. Okay, Yankee Candle. This one is new and a retired scent. I paid $12 for this on a Facebook group about a year ago, and I sold one exactly like this last month. I got two of them and realized that they were rare and hard to find, so I listed them one at a time. And would you believe the same person bought both of them for the same price of $59.97, about 2 weeks apart? So this sold in 8 days. Profit was $55.99. Now, a word about candles in the summer. Ken McNamara, the pots and pans guy, posted this on the Facebook group. He said, "Something to be cognizant of as we are in the dog days of summer. I sold this Yankee candle just the other day, and on the drive over to the post office, it occurred to me that it is really hot out, and this candle might not fare well in the back of a USPS truck when it's 97 degrees out. I did a U turn and explained the situation to the buyer, who was in complete agreement and understanding. Be careful selling things that might be temperature sensitive." And there were a lot of comments on this about ways that you can ship candles when it's so hot out. You can just go to the dollar store and get some ice packs, put the candle in the refrigerator for a couple of days, and then, or just keep it there while it's up for sale. And then you can wrap it in the ice packs or other products that will keep it from melting. You may not want to go to that much trouble. You may just want to wait to list them until it's not so hot out. There were several people from Texas that said, "Yeah, I'm just not listing my candles until it cools off." So just keep that in mind. There are temperature ranges that the candle should not be in. That is on the Yankee Candle website. Store it at this degrees, but no more than this degrees because they can liquefy and that would be a huge mess. So, just something to think about if you sell candles. Okay, moving on to these UGG slippers. These were brand new and a larger size, a women's size 12. I paid $12.50 for these at a thrift store. They sold for $75 in 9 days. Profit was $66.97. And here is a lovely Raquel Welch wig. This was new with the tag and the box. I paid $10.25 for this at a boutique thrift store. It sold for full asking price of $99.97 and only took 29 days to sell. I think I mentioned these wigs on last month's sales update when I was showing you items I had purchased. So my profit was $77.61. And finally, this Brighton handbag. This one is vintage. It's the Ferrara style. I paid $20 for this. It was behind the counter at a boutique thrift store for 40, but I had a 50% off one item coupon, so that brought my price down. I sold it for $150 and it took 26 days to sell. My profit was $111.35. Okay, some numbers. I sold 39 items in August as opposed to 50 items in July, so definitely a slower month. I now have 600 items in my store. In July, at the end of July, I had 642 items, so I'm okay with not having as many items if they sell for more. My inventory cost of the items I sold this month was $188. In July, it was $241. So I like to see that number go down. Profit per item this month was $22.76. Profit per item last month was $19.43. So moving in the right direction again. Average duration, how long it took for something to sell, on average was 40 days. So when you're listing, just remember that your future self will thank you. And that's right in line with the average duration in July, which was 39 days. I had 2 returns. One was a swimsuit that did not fit, and one was a pair of glasses that did not fit. So I'm happy with that. I wasn't slammed with returns. And I listed 56 items that have never been there before. So I find it helpful to keep track of how many items you're listing, whether you're ending and restarting or whether it's things that have never been there before. I keep that in a spreadsheet and log in my numbers every day because that's what keeps me motivated. Like, how many can I do this month? How many have I done so far? Am I being disciplined? Okay, I'm going to show you some things that I purchased that are listed. This is a quilt top, 46 by 46, so it would be suitable for a wall hanging. This cost me $0. I did a private buy from a lady who had inherited her mother in law's crafting stuff, and boy, did she have a ton of stuff. So she just kept throwing things at me, and I just kept putting them in my bag. So I paid her $100 for a whole bunch of stuff. One item has already sold for $175. That'll be in next month's sales update. So I've already made my money back and then some. So I've got this priced at $49.97 and it cost me 0. And thank you to the yearbook sellers. I found some at an estate sale. It cost me $8 and I have it priced at $49.97. And I understand these might take a while to sell because the right person has to come along that went to that school, knows that school, whatever. But I had the best time looking through this because 1964, the fashion, the hairstyles, the students look as old as the teachers with these giant beehive hairdos, and it was just very entertaining. So I'm wondering if that's why people buy these, not so much because they went to the school, but just for the history, because they really are a time capsule. Okay, this is more from the craft and sewing buy. This cost me 0, and it's just a huge lot of thread, sewing notions, crochet and knitting needles, buttons, just all kinds of stuff. And I have this priced at $69.97. This was an amazing find at a thrift store, a nicer one. I could not believe this puzzle was just not beat up and, falling apart and in terrible condition. So, this is a Ravensburger 5,000 piece puzzle. And there are two on eBay right now. One is priced at 400, which I think the seller doesn't even have it in stock. They just have that listing there. And then the other one's like priced at 120. So this cost me $3.50 and I have it priced right at 100. And it is used. Okay, this is a Coach handbag and you're going to say, but Suzanne, I thought you didn't sell handbags. Well, I feel like the environment's different now than it was years ago with the eBay authentication, and there's more monitoring going on of handbags. And I'm going to stay on the low end of these because that's where I feel safe. But this bag was $15. It's leather, Coach, and I have it priced at right at 100. The big find was these sequined sweaters. People call them ugly sweaters, but honestly, I think they're quite beautiful. The handwork is amazing. They're heavily sequined. They're vintage, made in the 90s, and they're themed. And so I went to an estate sale. These were not even in the pictures on the estate sale ad, and I found them in a back closet. They were $5 each. So you can see I have them priced between 100 and 150. I've already sold one for around 75. So I've made my money back on that. The other characteristic is that these were between size extra large and 3 extra large, so bigger sizes. And I could not get these listed fast enough, so we'll see what happens with those. Okay, this is a python snakeskin cuff bracelet. This was sitting on top of the counter at a thrift store, like somebody was looking at it and they put it back. And then I came along and I was like, how much is this? And the lady was like, oh, it's $1. So it is genuine python snakeskin. The brand is Jacob Hill, which is a higher end brand. Never heard of that before. And I have it priced at $124.97. And this item gets the prize for the most unusual item. This also came from the estate sale with the $5 sweaters, but it is a Gone with the Wind hand knit sweater vest. The tag says it was made in 1992. I've never seen anything like this. I started getting low offers as soon as I listed it, so I raised the price. And I'm just going to sit on this for a while and see what happens because I feel like it might be purchased as a gift or to display in the Gone with the Wind Museum or just for a Gone with the Wind enthusiast. I didn't see any others listed anywhere online, and the last one sold, according to Terapeak, for $200. So when you have something unusual, you can take your time and just see how it plays out. Okay, and here is another handbag. This came from a different estate sale. I paid $25 for this. It is the Brighton Jagger Handbag Crossbody Organizer, and I have this priced at $249.97. So there you have it. That's what I've been up to. That's what's been happening in my eBay store. As always, I welcome your comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back next week with the $100 supersize sales. Have a great day on eBay, everybody. Bye.